This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2020 Solaire by Palomino, model 260 FKBS. Okay, so you have regular scissor type stabilizers, and it takes a 3/4 inch crank or socket on a drill. It comes with a crank. Also, while we're standing here, I'll show you that this is the LP hookup if you want to hook up a grill or something. It's a quick connect right there. Alright. Also, there's two of these holes on this side. If you can see through, which you really can't with this video, you'll see there's a shaft with a pin through it there, and then also at the front. That allows us to crank the slide out manually in an emergency. And there's a crank for it. I'll show you that right now while we're talking about it. This crank right here fits on there, and you can crank both slide rooms in and out manually if you need to in an emergency. Okay, can you see that? Good. And there's, of course, the 3/4 inch there. Okay, so you have a rear door. Obviously, you've got a power awning with LED lights, outside speakers. You got a mount for a TV plus signal out plus power, so you can hang a TV. This is a convection type cooktop here. You see on the bottom here, so you have that. Comes with a pan too, I believe, or maybe it's that piece that fits between your pan. We'll look when we get inside. And you got some workspace there, and of course a 120 AC refrigerator that turns on as soon as you plug it in, the trailer in. You can adjust the length of your legs and your steps just by pulling these pins and sliding them up and down. Okay. There's the other hole for the other slide room. Okay. This is your water heater. It works on gas or electric. Never run it without water in the tank. Now there's two switches. The gas switch is inside, but for the electric heating element that's behind this cover here, this switch here operates it. So you can see it's a rocker switch there in the lower left-hand corner. That turns this element on and off. Also, this is the drain and an anode rod, but it's an 1.16" socket, 6-point socket, so you'll need that plus a extension on it, and plus a T-bar or a ratchet, whatever you have to crank it with. This is just in case you want to hook up a solar panel to charge the battery. That's all it is. Alright, now right here, this is the vent for the range hood. Now you can reach up there, and if you can see, there's two little finger holes there where you can pop the baffle inside loose so it flaps freely. So when you're venting, you always want that baffle flapping freely, otherwise you just keep it shut. Okay, you have a power tongue jack, of course. Now, if this happens to fail, you can pull this plug off the top, and you can stick that 3/4 inch crank on there, or a 3/4 inch socket, whatever you use on a drill. But you can operate this manually too in an emergency. So you got two full LP tanks and a regulator, a deep cycle marine battery, and you also have inverter. And so this is your inverter panel right here. Okay, you can see like right there, 13.1 volts is in your batteries. This is the kill switch for your battery. You can turn it on and off. You know, if you put it in storage, you want to have it on or off, obviously. But all other times you have it on, so it can recharge the battery and everything. This is where you get your water from. This is city water, the most common way to get water. If you don't have city water, you can pre-fill this fresh water tank right here. Use the onboard pump to pump the water. Okay, so in either situation, you'll have all the plumbing will work properly. This is a 50 amp 30-foot cord and reducers. Outside shower, light, of course, cable to satellite through. Now your valves are down here. There's a gray and a black. Black is the black tank valve, which is toilet water and waste. Gray is sink and shower water. And then you have a second one up back here, which is sink water. So you have two grays, actually. Always dump the black first and then use the gray to wash it out. Now after you dump your black tank, you can leave the valve open and hook your hose at your dump station right on here. This is the black tank flush. And it'll spray the inside of your tank and clean it out really well. So it's a good thing to have. Okay, and this is part of your hitch also. We'll show you that when you pick up. I told you about the cranks, and this is just your dump hose right there. Okay. All right, so this has this is pre-wired for a backup camera, so it will connect right there if you choose to get one. It takes a Furrion camera that fits in that housing, so that's always an option. Also, while we're looking up, you have to inspect the roof. The manufacturer says every 90 days of use, so you figure once in the spring, once in the middle of summer, once in the fall. Go up there yourself or have someone go up there. You can walk up there, no problem. Check all the caulking and sealant for separation or cracking. Check the vent covers for damage by road debris or low branches. Same with the roofing material, so just give it a good inspection. If you see an issue, some years, sometime you will, just have it taken care of immediately. Okay, so I told you it has the power inverter, which inverts power from 12 volt DC to 120 AC, right? This also has the power converter, which is most trailers have one of these. This does just the opposite. It converts 110 AC or 120 AC down to 12 volt DC. So what you have here this is the AC side of the device, and you see you got circuit breakers just like you'd have at home. And they're all labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC up here, and you've got 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled. Okay. Also, this is a battery tender, so when you're plugged in, it'll keep your battery charged up front. So, okay, this is your thermostat. It's pretty self-evident. It works like any other thermostat. You just hit the mode bar. You go through fan, cool. Always use the cool on auto. High auto is the most common, and of course heat. Now the fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. The cool is obviously full air conditioning. All right. So you have your two slide room buttons here, right? Then you have your power awning. Never leave the power awning out unattended, of course. You can light these are just lights here, but you can turn your water pump on here. Remember I told you can pump water out of the fresh water tank. This is also used for winterizing. Your water heater on gas, you light it right there. Remember I showed you that to run it on electric, there's a switch outside in the lower left-hand corner. So your battery's charged. Fresh water, black, gray 1 and gray 2. There's no gray 3, so disregard that. You can see they'll light up as they fill in 1/3 increments. So as once it gets past 2/3 or so, you're gonna have to start thinking about dumping the gray and black tank. Okay. Let me look in here. Yeah, and this is the pan for your convection cooktop right there. Okay. So this device here is your safety alert. It detects carbon monoxide buildup or LP gas leak. It should always be green like it is. If it goes off, you're going to take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off of the front and figure out what's going on. Okay, it's important, obviously. This refrigerator is a 12 volt compressor refrigerator. So there you have it right there. Microwave works like any other microwave. This is the range hood. Remember I told you about the baffle on the outside. If you're gonna vent with the fan to the outside, you always want to open that baffle. Always have the glass top down when you're traveling on your range. So let's see here. You just go to light. Let's do it this way. This is the sparker. You turn it this way to spark it. So you just go like so and spark it. It's that simple. Now the oven is a little different. You have to use a grill lighter with a long neck on it. Down here all the way to the back is a pilot light. So what you'll do is you'll come to the oven knob here, you'll go to pilot, you depress it and keep it depressed, and you'll light the pilot light with your lighter, and when it lights you'll still hold it in for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up. Then you go to operating temperature, but when you shut it off, the pilot light goes out along with the flame, so you got to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. Of course your table drops down onto these cleats and you can turn it into a bed. You got theater seats here. Your radio and TV both have remotes. So you can use a disc, CDs or DVDs here. You can also stream off this USB right here. You can also stream wirelessly using Bluetooth from your phone or tablet. It has 2 speaker zones, zone 1 and zone 2. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer. And it has AM FM radio, so it does a lot. Also, obviously your TV works like any other TV. Let me pull it forward if I can. Wait a minute, let me do this. I bet it's... Nope. I'm just looking to see where your signal booster is here. Okay, so that's right there. See if I can get around here. Okay, see how it's red like that? You could shut it off if you wanted to, but you won't get a good signal over the air. So anytime you're using an antenna, you want that on. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. See if I forgot anything in this room. Looks like I've got it pretty good. So, we'll move on through. Now the bathroom, sink and the shower work like any other sink and shower. You do have a GFCI in here, so all the plugs in the trailer, including the one on the outside, are wired through a GFCI, so keep that in mind. The toilet, if you don't know, the RV toilets have to have water in them, but when I speak of water, I'm actually talking about the black tank, which is directly below the toilet. This is the flush pedal here. So, because I know that there's some water in the fresh water tank right now, I'll turn this on just so we can see it operating. So right now the black tank is empty. You can't use it empty or without a chemical. So as soon as you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water. You'll come in here and you'll take a dose of chemical, you'll throw it right in the bowl, and then water will come swirling out here, and you'll put about a gallon or so of water in the tank. Some people use more, it's up to you, but you put about a gallon of water and the chemical in there. So you never use it without water and chemical in it, otherwise the smell will be, you'll never do it twice anyway, and also it can get clogged up. So let's say you were going to stay at the campground for another week, but you had to dump the black tank. After you dumped it, you'd come in here, put a chemical in there, step on the pedal, put a gallon in there, okay? Now, the water level faults to where it is right now, like you see it. If you want to add more, if you push the pedal just slightly so it doesn't open the trap, you can add as much water into it as you want before you use it, right? Okay? So keep that in mind. Always use water and chemical in there when you're starting off. Of course, there's your second stairway. Let me get light here. Your second stairway to fold out. You got a wardrobe with drawers. Your bed comes up, of course. You have a vent here. Now this vent, you notice this was obviously a 50 amp hookup on your for your trailer. Instead of a 30 amp system, it's a 50. The reason being, this is pre-wired for a second air conditioner, so it would fit right in here if you put one in. So if you ever want to add one, it's already pre-wired, and it can be done fairly quickly. Okay. There's a TV backer here, so you can use a swing-out bracket, a signal here, and power, so you can flip it out so you can watch it when you're laying in bed. Okay. This is a sensor for if you add the second air conditioner, it will sense the temperature and everything in here. Okay. All right. I think that about does it. So let me look here. Yep, I think I've got it all. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. And like I said, remember to inspect your roof every 90 days. And when the weather gets cold, winterize the trailer. Okay? Thank you very much.